Because, huh?
We are live.
We are live. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Swiss Gold Global Independent Business Owner Open Business Mastermind. Bring your brains and find something new because when you combine minds with a common goal, amazing things happen. And we have a brilliant mind on board here in John. Say good morning, John.
Good morning, Paul. Thank you for having me on this hangout this morning. I just want to welcome anybody who's watching, and if you're there watching, why don't you send us a quick message, and then this way Paul can actually invite you in to join. But as Paul said, this is a weekly mastermind, and I thank Paul for hosting these each and every week. I don't always get the opportunity to be here, and the key word is opportunity because that's what these are, because it's just an open forum. It's We've discussed network marketing, we discuss mindset, we discuss business systems, attributes of a successful person and what it takes to be successful and grow your businesses. And we come here on Thursday mornings and we hang out and we just talk about whatever it is that the participants want to talk about. I'm going to throw it back over to Paul here, but one of the concepts that I was thinking about this morning, Paul, is lately we've been talking about with our businesses in both real estate and even with Swiss Gold Global, how really all business, the two major most important elements of any business is the sales and the marketing, because you need to attract and find clients and you need to be able to present and persuade and sell your clients your products or service. So I mean, those to me are the two most important. And with the help of one of our mentors, we've really been lately able to revamp and look at our marketing pieces in a new way. And last night, I was doing some printing for some marketing pieces to send out this morning. And we have various categories, Paul, that we market to in our real estate business. And, you know, we've got about 6 different mailing lists that each require a different type of marketing piece. So I printed out one of the elements of our list. I printed out last night, and I was very happy with the marketing piece. And I go to the next list, and I read what we have, and just in 1 week of new concepts and new ideas, I was like, with what we've been discussing about our marketing and how it has to be really about other people. I'm like, well, I'm not going to print out this category tonight because our marketing piece sucks. Next. This marketing piece sucks. And it was so late at night that my mind was racing and going, but I just couldn't, at 9 o'clock at night last night, I just couldn't reformat and rewrite these letters. But I just was thinking about that this morning and how I put together a nice, well-written email that really laid out somebody's problem to them in a way that was clear, concise, understandable, that begged the question for them to take action. And I was really pleased with the response that I've got off this email this morning. It was for our real estate business. Of the person was like, wow, it sounds like you really know what you're talking about. We need to connect quickly to find out what stage I am in this process. I had no idea things had come this far. So it really drove home the point. And I guess one of the things we can talk about this morning, with all that being said, is how important it is to have, if you're doing a direct mail marketing campaign or an email drip or anything where you're going directly to your customer and you're getting something in front of them that they're going to read. I mean, the importance of really understanding how psychology works and how certain concepts about working with people and presenting to people, how important it is to understand that in order to have effective marketing pieces.
And it's so funny because those marketing pieces that you're talking about that went were just completely redone, like you said, just like a week ago, and we were really excited, all hopped up about them. They were great, and here they are a week later, and they're getting the axe. And you know what? Everything changes constantly, and just look at, I mean, everything goes in cycles. There's highs and there's lows. So do you think there's any possibility that the sales letters or the letters that the program you're involved with that was created 3, 4 years ago hasn't already reached its peak and hasn't already, slid down the backside of that peak, and the performance of your marketing piece has diminished greatly just in the piece itself, not necessarily from the audience or the supply, but just in the marketing piece. If you're not keeping up, if you're not constantly, changing and growing and adapting to what's going on around you, and this goes for any business, not just in real estate wholesaling and not just with, what we're talking about here with some pieces that were created years ago, that people are still out there circulating the same old tired stuff. How many people do you think have already seen those 5, 6, 26, 50 times in the past 5 years? And you're expecting to get a response rate. And if you're in any kind of a business and you're still sending out the same marketing pieces that you were sending out 3, 4, 5 years ago, why do you, I mean, can you really expect to have the same results that you had then now? Things change all the time, and you have to continually change as well too and keep up. And there's a new mindset now after the crash, and where we've come to now, sort of to a reset point. I think it's a temporary reset point, but regardless, there's a switch in the mindset of the whole country. We don't really think, I mean, there's a lot of people that want to go back, to thinking the same way, that want everything to be like it was. And if that's one of you, I'm sorry, but wake up. It ain't happening. Grow, change, look for something different. But that's another subject. But seriously, there's a whole shift in the way that this country does things, looks at things, and the way that they're doing things. It's not a huge shift yet because it hasn't caught on to all those who still want it to go back to the old way, which unfortunately is going to catch them in a bad spot. And after that, we're really going to see where this shift has taken place. But right now, if you want success, you got to think in different lines, in a different attitude. You got to look at your clients. You got to put yourself back in their shoes like you did one day prior, and think about, okay, where are we now? Not where were we, not what was going on then. Where are we now, and what's going on now, and what is exciting and attracting and new and different? And that's the key to marketing, and that's why within 1 week, a beautifully crafted letter gets canned.
Exactly. And you know what? Honestly, I'll say that is actually the power of the mastermind. It was actually because of new information and ideas that came about through a mastermind session that Paul attended on Tuesday morning. After we do hangouts, 2 hangouts on Tuesday morning. No, we don't do hangouts Tuesday morning. I'm sorry. We canceled that because of the mastermind. Well, Paul and I attend a live mastermind with our mentor, one of our mentors, Jeff Fagan, who's involved, and he's in our upline with the Swiss Gold Global. Every Tuesday morning, he has here locally in the Phoenix area a mastermind training session that he hosts for 90 minutes, but we're usually down there for 3 hours. But that's because the ideas flow and the people that are down there and the ability to network is so awesome. But, like just building on what Paul said about that marketing is that's why we host kind of these hangouts and invite people to come along. It's because of masterminding on Tuesday morning, and I missed this mastermind, by the way. Paul went to it. It got him fired up. It gave him some new ideas. He shared with me, and I guess another mastermind that Paul and I had, his takeaways from that. And that got my mind going. And then he had direct contact and help on a one-on-one mastermind with our mentor, Jeff, and totally revamped a marketing piece. And after I saw that, and I saw what we had just created a week ago, I was like, wow, this is, in light of this new information, these new ideas that we got through masterminding, and I'm bringing this up because this is to point out the power of coming on to a hangout like this and sharing your ideas, is you need more than just yourself to really come up with your acres of diamonds. You need to actually be surrounded by like-minded, positive thinking geniuses in order to bring out those diamonds that you have that you wouldn't, bring out in yourself otherwise. And it was because of just a mastermind 2 days ago that we were completely redoing our mailing pieces yet again a week later. But I'm saying that you got to constantly be growing and changing your business. And as Paul was saying, some of the marketing and tools that we've been using over the years, 3 years ago, what we were doing that worked then in our real estate business doesn't work now. So it's important to understand change and adapt to change, and then form mastermind alliances and talk about your marketing and talk about your approach and how you're running your business, because we're never the best. The person who says, I'm the best at everything, guess what? You are setting yourself up with failure with taking on the I'm the best mentality or I'm the perfect mentality. You're always striving to be the best, because no matter where you are in life, you can always get better and better. And the same thing comes from your once amazing marketing piece. The amazing and awesomeness of that marketing diminishes over time. I mean, if you look at a television commercial on television today compared to even 10 years ago, you almost look at the old commercials and laugh at, like, oh my God, they seem so low budget and cheesy. 10 years ago, they were effective and people were buying into those products and services. And now those tired old television commercials, they got to be, more exciting, more upbeat, newer kind of music, newer message, new presentation, different timing in the way the pictures flash on the screen, different colors now attract the human eye. I mean, we're being programmed by that stuff, okay? But we're being changed by it, adapting to it, and becoming used to it. And in order to stay on the cutting edge of marketing, these professional marketers are constantly repackaging their message to stay current.
And if you're not staying current. That's the whole thing. And just like John said, you know what? These marketing pieces of our own that we've been redoing, I guarantee you, if we would have just been head down in our own business within the four walls of our own office and not utilizing the power of someone else's brain, we would still be wallowing in the pitiful, worthless doldrums of garbage, non-effective marketing that we were using 2-3 years ago. And we would be just like half the other people, or probably 3/4 or 7/8, whatever it is, of the other people in our business, in our industry right now, who are suffering big time. And we've talked to them. Their business has fallen off. 2-3 years ago, they were crushing it, making money, closing deals, finding deals, and they started falling off and falling off and falling off, and now they're having a hard time getting a deal. And it's because they haven't adapted their marketing to the new times. I mean, that's just the bottom line. So I just wanted to throw that in there, that the whole idea of the mastermind being what opened us up, somebody else's thoughts, somebody else's input, is the only way we were able to get to what we believe right now is definitely going to be a superiorly effective marketing campaign that we're going to be putting out here compared to what we had. And it's only because, like I said, we got information from somebody else's brain. It never would have manifested in here, and it never would have manifested in there. And even if we just combined these two, they've been combined for a while. Nothing new comes out of that. We needed more outside influence. We're here for you right now to come get some outside influence. Click in, join on. If you got the invite, if you're watching, join us. Bring your thoughts and ideas. We'll throw something at you. We're not the kings of marketing. We're not the best in the world. Like I said, we need help. Everybody needs help. You need help. Come on, let's throw our minds together and see what we can come up with.
You know what I want to point out there too is Paul and I have been partnered for quite some time, just about 3 years now. Has it been 3 years? 12, 13, 14. We're going on 3 years of having a business relationship with our real estate company. And as Paul said, the reason we became partners is because he had ideas about what he wanted to do with real estate, and I had ideas. They were very similar ideas, and basically us coming together was motivation. The ideas kind of grew because of things Paul brought to the table in contrast to the things that I was bringing to the table, and that's great, and it's still a great relationship. But what Paul meant there is we've got these two minds. Well, we begin to kind of adapt and mold into the one thought that exists between the two minds, and it can kind of hit a point, maybe it's a little stagnant. But enter this third person, this new idea, and all of a sudden this one little concept that we got from this third party comes into the mix. And now me and Paul, just the two minds, the third one has left, but actually the third mind is still there, and now me and Paul are able to, wow, we have this new concept. And again, because he interprets the concept one way, I'm interpreting the concept in my way, and now it's we're just, boom, reinvigorated, bouncing all new ideas off each other, and it has, like we said, completely revamped what we thought was cool and awesome and working a week and a half ago. But you know what? What we came up with a week and a half ago with these marketing pieces, they're still good marketing pieces. Mm-hmm. The reason I went when I was looking at them last night is because in light of the new information and what Paul had come up with for one of our pieces, I'm just man, you know what? Marketing can be expensive, and at about $1 a piece, when you're doing a direct mail marketing campaign, a direct mail marketing campaign is going to cost you anywhere between 50 cents if you can buy in a massive bulk to about $1 to maybe in some cases $1.30 per piece, meaning to have one contact with one customer or one client or one person, you've got to pay somewhere between 50 cents to $1.50. Well, you know what? At 50 cents, it can get pretty expensive. So not only does your marketing, when you're doing direct mail marketing, and it's called direct mail marketing for a reason, because you're going directly to a particular, what would be the word I'm looking for? Not like a classification, but that's not the word I'm looking for. A particular, oh geez, like a particular person, a particular class of people. Gosh, I'll come back to that. But when you're doing a direct mail marketing campaign, the concept is you're going directly to a specific type of person, pre-screened, however it is. And that word that I'm actually looking for is driving me nuts and throwing my thought process off here. But what I'm saying is it's expensive. So when you have a marketing piece that you're going to send out there, you know what? You really want to be comfortable that it's dynamic, that it's the best you can do at the moment that it needs to be sent out, because there's something to be said about correct and continue and taking action and not waiting for everything to be perfect. But when you're about to unleash a marketing campaign and you look at your pieces and you're like, wow, I can do so much better, I think I might delay things a day or two to make it that much better, because your dollars are important. Your marketing dollars are important, and they need to be well spent. So that's why you've got to mastermind these things and think about what it is that you're sending out there. And try your best to make it the best it could be. But never let it hold you up to wait to be the best, because you're never going to be the best at anything. You're always just getting better. But that word is still driving me nuts.
I really wasn't. I kind of lost your process there where you were going with that message. So because I had a little concept in my mind that I was drawing out here, so I can't help you. But
Gotcha.
what John was kind of, I just drew a couple little pictures here. What John was saying, that he and I had been teamed up together as partners, and at first, yeah, we had. I was bringing in ideas, John was bringing in ideas, we were combining those ideas, and they were all kind of, blending together in one direction, sort of like this. Two minds were putting together, and we were all headed in one direction, and we got real comfortable with ourselves being in this position because we were, moving forward the whole time. But then all of a sudden, like we've been talking about here with the power of the mastermind, just one other outside influence came in, brought some new ideas. I was showing this, John. The two of us, right?
Gotcha. Oh, a napkin presentation. I like it.
Yeah. So but like I was saying, after just recently, like I said, just one outside influence in the form of a mastermind comes into play here, and all of a sudden, this goes to this, and instead of just having two minds working in one direction, now we've got two minds still working in one direction, but with so many different new ideas, so many different new thoughts, so many different new ways of looking at something, because we didn't come from this angle over here before. We were only coming from this angle. Now we can look at this, what happens here when these intersect, and that makes something else just explode. So it's just, the power of the mastermind is insane. It is powerful. It's something that you need, because every one of us is driven to comfort. And comfort means stability and safety and really repetitiveness. It's really hard to get out of your comfort zone and think in new ways and put new ideas together and do all that stuff on your own, when really what you want to do is just sit back and go, hey, it's all nice and comfy and cozy, and it seems to be working, and it's doing its thing out there, and I don't need to do a whole lot here. I can just kind of hang out and keep doing what I'm doing, and we'll just see what happens. And then the next thing you know, one day you wake up and you go, wait, what happened? This was all comfy and cozy and working, and now it's all gone to hell in a handbasket. Because you got to get out of your comfort zone. You got to get new ideas, and the only way to get new ideas is with information. Whether you're acquiring it on your own through books, or I don't know, classes are a form of a mastermind. So I mean, the only way you can really acquire information on your own, I guess, is through books. And that's really a form of masterminding, because you're getting the ideas of somebody else. And that's what it is. You have to get ideas from other people. Live, in person, fresh, when one person can bring an idea, a concept, a thought, a concern, a problem, whatever it is, somebody can bring whatever it is that they're looking to expand upon to better, and instantaneously have someone else come up with, just even if it's just a little tiny nugget, a little tiny piece that adds to that, that can spark off just unbelievable growth and improvement and expansion and all the things that you're looking for. So I really just can't push the power of a mastermind more, although that's really what it does, and I want to try to entice more of you guys to come join us here live and let us put our minds into your business a little bit, and we'll get other people to come in, and then we'll have some new fresh ideas from another perspective, and the more people we can get in here, the better perspectives, the new ideas, the fresher thoughts that each and every one of us can take advantage of. this new age is no longer about me, and I have to do it all on my own, and nobody's going to help me, and all of that stuff. This new age is all about co-opetition. It's all about teamwork. It's all about leveraging the power of others, and leveraging the minds of others, for one thing, leveraging the skills of others. And the more we can get together and throw our ideas together, the better it's going to be for everybody.
Absolutely, I agree. Paul, I'm sorry, my mind is still trying to think of this word and this is important because this has to do with internet marketing. So I'm going to use the
What
power.
were you saying?
What's that?
What were you saying at the time?
Okay, well, I was going to say, I'm going to use the power of this mastermind to figure out what the heck I'm trying to think of right now. Basically, when you do a direct mail marketing campaign, or you're doing like targeted marketing, like Google AdWords and stuff like that, or Facebook, when you do marketing online now, you choose like, you can really get specific of like your criteria of people you want to see ads. The word that they use for the criteria of people is like dynamic or parameters, but it's not those words. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like here you go. When we met with Melissa with IP to put together our postcards, me and Paul were asked to create a list of people that we want to send these postcards to. But they could provide the list for you based on, a criteria or specific parameter of the type of people you wanted to reach. But there's a word for that. And I can't think of what the word is, and it's like it's on the tip of my tongue, and I have a point to make, and I can't make that point. I can't think of the word. So, do you have any idea what I'm trying to think of right now?
Yes, and I believe it does start with a D. That's why you're thinking of the
word dynamics.
Yeah, but dynamics works. I mean, I think I know the word you're thinking of, but yeah, it's not coming to my mind either.
Man, I can't believe, yeah. But basically, what I was going to say, one of the amazing things that's available to us out there, and in a way, it's quite scary. And I think we actually talked about this on a hangout about 2 weeks ago. But it's got the point now where because of cell phones and because of internet technology, most people nowadays, if you have even a Hotmail account, especially if you've got a Gmail account, if you've got a Facebook account too, especially, what happens is when you go online from your computer and you sign in regularly into like your Facebook account or your Google account, it actually stores within those, on your browser itself, it actually stores like your information and passwords for the social media and these different email addresses and stuff like that. And basically what happens is through your Google searches and the searches you do when you're looking up people on Facebook or the things that you like on Facebook, it actually creates a fingerprint for you online specific to your IP address, which, I'm on my computer. 90% of my business is on the computer. The searches I do, the things I like on Facebook. I go on Facebook quite often, but I'm on Facebook to connect with other business professionals, to comment on and like posts from people that I want to do business with or I want to make relationships with. And I put posts on there to attract people to my way of thinking and see what they like about me and what they like comments on my Facebook post. All that stuff creates for you a fingerprint on the internet, if you will. And when you're out there doing searches and stuff, well, the Googles, the Planet, the servers, they know who you are because of your IP address, and they know the things you like. So the amazing thing about marketing nowadays is that you could actually have targeted marketing campaigns where you say, you know what, my prime client, think about your prime client. This is something everybody should do, whatever business you're in. This is actually something to really consider is what is your ideal client? What is if you could have these people lined up at your door, what would their criteria be? Like, what do you have to offer people, and what would be the ideal customer for your product? Well, me and Paul have that defined. My paint business has that defined. So let's use my paint business, for example. We do residential home painting. So we know our ideal client, the person we want calling us, asking us to come do an estimate, is someone that makes right out the over $250,000 a year. They're a professional, which means they're busy. They make over $250,000 a year, which means they're most likely not to do the paint work around the home themselves. Their home has to be a home that's valued in a neighborhood over $220,000, and they have to have owned it 5 years or more. And there's a reason why this is our criteria for our ideal paint client. Is number one, they're making a lot of money, so they can afford to pay for home remodel, pay for paint, repaint. Number two, they own their homes, because if they're renting, they're not paying people to paint a rental. They're not doing that, so we don't want them. Most people, if they're making under $250,000, they're the kind of do-it-yourself people, and if they live in a house, we notice in the neighborhoods where people own homes that are valued around $150,000, they just won't pay our price point, or they're doing it themselves. So that's why we want people that own homes over $220,000. Boom, and they own a home 5 years or less. It's time for a repaint. Most people buying in that target price point are buying houses that are freshly painted. So the power of knowing your criteria when you do an online type of campaign is you could actually set the parameters, and it's the word that I'm thinking of that I can't think of. You can actually target your marketing pieces so only those people that fit that criteria are going to see your ad, because it's expensive. It's pay per click. So you want to make sure the people that are seeing your ad and clicking on your ad fit all the criteria, so that the people that will be looking at your website and the traffic that's driven there, and when they get there, who are going to call you, they're already pre-screened. And that's the awesome thing about internet marketing, is that it's the scary thing too, because you're not spying on people, really. You could target those parameters. And that's why I think it's important to mastermind and really know and think about, if you haven't already, and get some outside perspective of what is your ideal client for your business, what are the criteria that they need to meet. And you need to know this in order to go out and do an effective marketing campaign online, especially, and even if you're doing direct mailers, because you can use the same parameters to create the list that you're going to send your postcards or your magnet, your letters. So it's important. I was actually pausing because I was going to throw it back into Paul.
No problem. I just I couldn't tell because it's I don't know, my internet connection's kind of screwing up a little bit, so you're kind of bumping in and out a little bit. So I really couldn't tell if that was a pause when you did that, or if it just kind of did its little half freeze thing there.
Yeah, I was giving you a chance to jump in there, because I know that you have a lot to say on this topic, because this is something we're constantly looking at in our real estate business and in our network marketing business. Hey, what kind of people that we want to share our products with? We got to know the criteria of our clients in order to market effectively to them.
Well, that's it. You know, you got to create a client profile. Basically, you got to figure out who is, like John said, who's your target. What's the prime candidate? If you could line up, 1,000 people at your door, what would who would you want them to be? And once you can determine that, it's a pretty common thing is, define your target market. And once you've defined your target market, then you can develop a marketing piece that plays to the personality type of your target market. Because if your target market is 50-year-olds, and you're putting out a hip hop marketing piece, it probably ain't going to get much attention. You know what I mean? You gotta match your marketing piece to your your personality traits and your personality types of your target market. And what John was talking about here with the technologies today, uh, yeah, you can. I'm not going to go into the scariness of it. You can refine your marketing to hit specifically. I mean, pinpoint targeted market. Whereas before, you could throw a football through a hula hoop as far as your target marketing goes. And now you can dart a not even the bullseye. I mean, you could dart a bullseye that's the size of the head of a pin with your marketing. That's the difference in the ability of the technology available today for you to create pieces that are so specifically targeted to the exact type of people, the exact personality types and traits and criteria as far as the dynamics of who they are and how they live and that sort of thing. So it's definitely I don't know how to even it's it's completely different, and it's so easy really to do this because all you have to do now is just sit back, like we talked about. All you really got to do is define your target market. Once you've defined your target market, then all you have to do is work with a creator because, again, this is where you're going to want the power of a mastermind and work with someone else. Get a professional design graphics type of a person to help you design your marketing piece and figure out what your USP is, your unique selling position, what sets you apart from your competition, and what's the message that you really want to deliver. What is it that your target market is looking for that you have? That's really what it is. That's your message. Is how are you letting your target market know what it is that you have that's unique from anyone else? Because that's what's going to establish you as the go-to person. The people that they want to go and buy from is because yours is just that much better than everyone else's. That's what you're marketing. So once you develop those two things, then the technology that's available can easily, very easily, put it right in front of the exact people who it's going to trigger, who it's going to work with, who it's going to attract, and who you actually want to be talking to. And I was thinking along the lines of, and I've got a word now I can't think of. You started something here with the loss of words, but it's been said, you probably remember maybe growing up that, you shouldn't prejudge people and put people into specific categories. And gosh, I can't even think of the word. It's probably because it's not even a politically correct word anymore. But racially profile people, I guess. But yeah, you guys, you shouldn't profile people, and but yet that's exactly what the internet is doing. It's profiling you, and it's creating, as John said, a fingerprint that is uniquely you. That within what you do with all your devices, your computer, your cell phone, and everything, and what you do on there, not just collecting all that data, but throwing right back to you similar stuff. So it's actually sort of pigeonholing you. That's, I think, the word I was looking for. It's actually sort of pigeonholing you into you know, this is who you are. This is what you like. This is what you do because this is what we've seen you do. This is what we've seen you like. So we're going to give you more of that. So that's and it's really kind of narrowing our thought processes and our focus and our creative imaginations by keeping us only able to see certain stuff. It's hard to go out and find different things on the internet now because the internet knows who you are and it only feeds you certain things. So if you're used to looking at this stuff over here and all of a sudden you want to look at something that, you want to find something that's over here, well, you type in, you're looking for, this thing over here, but it keeps feeding you stuff from here. No, you don't want that. That's not you. This is you. This is you over here. Look, no, 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 forget that. Forget that shiny object over here. Look at this stuff. This is you. This is who you are. This is what you like. This is what you do. And it's really, really hard these days to actually find unique and different things that you're looking for. Just the other day, I have a perfect example of this, and I know there's more stuff out there, but I was looking for something that I could go physically do that would be an exhilarating experience, that would be something that gets my adrenaline up, my blood flowing, something along the lines of I mean an extreme type of adventure activity. I wasn't really looking for a vacation or anything like that, and so I was typing in some keywords to look for something like this, and even though I was looking for this, I still kept seeing ads for real estate stuff. And I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. That doesn't apply to this. But that's, I mean, I spend a lot of time on the internet looking at real estate stuff. So I keep getting all of this information about real estate stuff. So it was, I mean, and I don't know if I got, quite honestly, I don't know if I got the full effect of what a search that, say, an adrenaline junkie, somebody that lives for this stuff and it's what they do every weekend of their life, kind of a thing. If I was to go to their computer and have them type this stuff in, I don't think we would have gotten the same results. In fact, I'm sure of it. I know he wouldn't have gotten the same results. He probably would have been able to see more potential activities that I could have been able to do that I was unable to find because that's not what I go look for on the internet. That's not who I am. That's not what I like. That's not what I do. Internet says, no, 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 that's not you. This is you. This is you. This is you. And and nowadays they can target that marketing to hit you when the marketing now can actually hit you when you're thinking about it. That's the interesting thing. So when the devices and the technology can very quickly pick up on when you're thinking about a certain thing or a certain idea or a certain element or whatever it is, but when your thought process is going in a certain direction because of what you're doing at that moment in time, and not necessarily just what you're doing on your device, especially with these cell phones these days, excuse me, what you're physically doing because of where your location is. And marketing, yeah, and marketing can be targeted and directed towards you in like a split second. That, oh, he's thinking this, throw him this idea. What do you think about this? He's thinking this, hey, why don't you buy this? He's thinking this, hey, look what we got over here. He's thinking this, hey, look at this. That's kind of how powerfully rapid the marketing is today. So if you think your old, sleepy, same old marketing pieces and ideas and concepts are still going to get you the business that you've had in the past, you're fading out. You're going to be a dinosaur, which means you're going to be extinct. And this world is changing faster than ever before, which means you're going to be a dinosaur and you're going to be extinct a lot quicker than what it used to take. You know, you used to be able to stumble through and mumble through and, have some success for long periods of time. Today's marketplace, you either make it big and fast or you're dead and gone quickly and easily. With that, mastermind people, more and more brains. Come here. This is free. Hey, free extra brain power in your business. Who doesn't want that? Come join us next Thursday, 8 a.m. Swiss Gold Global Open Mastermind. That'll be number 12, 8 a.m. Thursday. Hope you guys got something good out of this. Sales and marketing, key to your success in today's world, no matter what you're doing. Even if you're not in a business, you need to be selling and marketing yourself. That's right. The more you can market yourself, the bigger you can become at anything, even in your industry or your business or your job, whatever. You're always in sales and marketing. I don't care who you are, and your product is you. All right, everybody, have a great day. Oh, universe, we ask not for more riches, but for more wisdom through the power of a mastermind to make better use of the riches given to us at birth, consisting of the power to control and direct our own minds and utilize the power of other minds to whatever end we might desire. I'm going to call it a day here. John's missing in action, and he's showing
No, I'm
up
not.
just
No, I'm not.
to say goodbye. Well, I'm out.